So in the last class, we started discussing on how to display the binary tree in a way that it is recognizable to the user even from the terminal. So while discussing that, we get back to the ways a tree can be traversed, right? So what we have discussed is we will be rotating this tree into 90° in the anti-clockwise direction, and the tree should be looking like this. So 7, the left subtree root is 3, then 6, 5, then 13, 15, 11, 12. And so basically what we need to do, as most of you can guess, we need to have some kind of traversal. But while discussion of the traversal, we have seen there are actually, as there are 3 fields, there are actually 6 possibilities. This DLR is basically what traversal is this? Root left right. It is the pre-order traversal, isn't it? LDR, this is the in-order traversal. And LRD is basically the post-order traversal. And the one below to everyone, each of these pre, in, and post, this is a variant of pre-order traversal, which is DRL. This is a variant of in-order traversal, which is RDL instead of LDR. And for the post-order traversal, another variant is traversing the right subtree first, then the left subtree, then process the root data instead of going in the order of left, right, and data or root. So which one should we be using to traverse in this manner? We have discussed that it should be this variant of in-order traversal, where we should be traversing the right subtree first. So this subtree should be traversed first. Then the root data should be visited, and then the left subtree should be traversed. So this should be 1, this should be 2, and this should be 3. Now, so can you guess why am I doing this? I mean, why? What is the reason to use this traversal to print the tree in this manner? Anyone? Any guess?
Because we want to turn it anti-clockwise, so right will be printed first.
Correct. At the rightmost node should be printed first, because the screen, as I am continuously saying, this is our monitor, and the cursors which are blinking, if I type in some command, or the outputs are filled from left to right, from top to bottom. And if I make one 90-degree rotation, anti-clockwise rotation, then this 15 will be the topmost element, right? So that's why, and as I have told in the last class as well, the tree is expected to be growing in the downward direction. So now if I make one 90-degree anti-clockwise direction rotation, the tree will be growing in this direction, right, in the right. So it will be easy for us to actually accommodate this. You may also think that one clockwise 90-degree rotation could have also been done, but in that case, the rightmost element will be 7. So 7 would have been printed somewhere here, and the 15 should have been printed somewhere here. But whenever the tree is growing, when some new nodes will be added to the existing tree, then the new nodes will be added after this, right? Say if I add another number, say 42 as the left child of 15, so it should be coming here. And then if I add another node, say 37 as the right child of 42, then this should be, so basically as you can see the tree is growing in this manner, in this way. But if I do a 90-degree clockwise direction rotation, then the root will be kind of, first the root will be here, then as the level is changing, as the height of the tree has changed after adding 37, it will be going one place in the right direction as well. Of course it can be done, it is doable, but in that case it will be a little bit I mean not that much pleasant to see in the screen. So that's why this is actually what we'll be doing. So 90-degree anti-clockwise direction rotation. And of course, I guess Priyesh was saying, so basically as after doing this 90-degree anti-clockwise rotation, the topmost element will be the 15. So we need to traverse, we need to visit this node at the very beginning, and then the downwards direction, basically this, and so on.
Sir,
So
90-degree clockwise will be left first, right? It should be LDR if I'm doing 90-degree clockwise.
Right. Yes, of course. So basically 7 will be here, and so basically, oh right,
3 will be on the top.
you are absolutely correct. So 3 will be, so basically it will be 5 will be somewhere here and 3 will be here. You are absolutely correct. 6 will be here and 5 will be here somewhere, isn't it? So of course, so basically it will be rotated. So basically 42 will be coming somewhere here. Sorry, 42. And then this 37 will cause the height of the tree to grow. So that's why every node in this level, basically every node in this level will be going one direction in the right. And then only this 37 will be added here in the lowermost level, or in the first column you can consider. Correct? Everyone with me? So I'm talking about when, if I do a 90-degree clockwise direction rotation. So then as you can imagine, so the topmost will be 3 here. Sorry for the confusion. Earlier I was saying that 15 will be at the top. So no, actually 3 will be at the top, then 6, then 5. And then if I add, so as you can see, the height of this tree is what? What is the height of this tree?
3.
Come on, guys. The height of the tree is 3. Now, if I add 42 as the left child of 15, the height of the tree remains 3, right? Now, if I add, say, 37 as the right child or as the left child of 42, the height will grow. So height will become 4. And this extra element, if I do the 90-degree clockwise rotation, it will be going at the very end, right? So earlier when the height of the tree was 3, 7 would have been here, but after, as the tree is growing in this direction, now the tree is growing in this direction when we have done this 90-degree clockwise direction rotation. So the new tree will be going here. But it is always good to keep the tree as it is. So that's why I guess you understand why I am doing this anti-clockwise 90-degree rotation. Everyone with me? All right. So basically what we need to do is, so basically as I have said, this is another variant of the in-order traversal. So in the in-order traversal, what we have done is, so basically, say the in-order traversal looked like this, say void in, and we need to pass on the root address of the root. And then what we need to do, as you can remember, we first need to check whether root is null or not. And if root not equals to null, then what we need to do, please help me out here. What was the statement for in-order traversal? Come on, guys.
Process root then push root, root equal to root left. Now over here,
In
root
order.
equal to root right.
Now, in order traversal, is it first
Sorry.
process?
Yes, sir. First, it should be root equal to, no, wait,
No, first we need to go to
push
the,
root, push root.
no, not push root. We need to traverse the left subtree. So left, then we need to process. Basically, I can write process as well. Process root, and then I need to traverse the root right. Isn't it? Shashank, I guess you are saying.
Yes,
You are
sir.
with me, right?
Yeah. Sir, but in this case, I think we have to first traverse the right, right?
No, no,
Because we
no,
are
no.
going from RTL.
Exactly, exactly. So I'm just saying it is a and as an in order. So what we need to change here is we need to uh, interchange these two orders. So first we need to traverse the right subtree, then we need to process the root, and then we need to traverse the left subtree. Right? Everyone with me? All right. So I guess, so let's try to write that. So basically it will be again, it will not be returning anything. So let's call it a display. Again, I will be passing on the root. Acha, let's keep it like this. And then what we need to do is we need to check again whether root is, I'm intentionally keeping one space here. We'll understand why. So first we need to check whether root is null or not. And if root is not null, what we need to do is we need to call this display with root right, root right. We need to process root, and then we need to display, again call the same display function with root left. Now let's try to write this. Let's try to write this code, the actual function. Okay, so for the time being, let's forget this. So I'm writing this as I'm writing here. I have mentioned it as root. I'm mentioning it here as PTR. So forget about this as well for the time being. So what we have done is, so basically what we have done is we can simply copy the in order traversal code. So basically, as you can see, in order traversal code was in order this and this. So what we need to do is we need to change this to PTR. And we need to switch this. Basically, first we will be going in the, no, wait a second. Yeah, so we are going in the right direction. Then we are traversing the data part of the PTR, extremely sorry. And then we are traversing the left subtree. And there is one condition: if PTR is not equals to null, then only we will be doing this. Okay. Now let's just call this display function. And let's just, for the sake of clarity, let's just comment this out. Now, if I compile this, there are some warnings or there are some errors as well. Error redefinition of, oh, there must be some. Oh, okay. So basically there are two in order traversals, which are kind of, this was earlier, we have started writing this in the last class. Still there is one error, I guess. So the error is, no, actually these are warnings. As you can see, warning conflicting type of in order. Why conflicting type of in order? Can someone guess? Because, oops, sorry. In order, okay, extremely sorry. So I need to change this to display, isn't it? That is the wrong thing that you may face if you copy the code. So I have copied this code. I can kind of forgot to change this from in order to display. So now the compilation finished successfully. Now if I execute this, as you can see, the output is 15, 13, 12, 11. So for the same tree, which I was using for the last class. So the order you can see is 15, 13, 12, 11, 7, 6, 5, 3. So 15, 13, 12, 11, 7, 6, 5, 3. Now, in comparison, compare this. Oops, sorry. Now I have called this display, which is traversing the tree in the right root left manner. Right first, then root, then left. And in the in order traversal, I am traversing the tree in the left root right manner. So as you can see, we are getting exactly the opposite output. So for the display, I am getting this 15, 13. So for this tree from the very top to basically the bottom, this. And for the in order traversal, it was just the opposite way around. It's from bottom to top. Now I need to I need to place some kind of indicators to see when one level, I mean, by level, I'm referring to this. So earlier, as we have discussed, the levels are this. So this is the 0th level. This is the 1th level. This is the 2nd level. This is the 3rd level. Now I am referring to the level as this. What we need to do is now we need to place some kind of placeholders to kind of break this output in different lines and in different space separation. So to do that, we'll be modifying this code here. Yes, question.
Sir, for line 2, we can just do /n and it will automatically happen. But for space, I think we have to use counter.
Absolutely, you are kind of correct. So for doing the new line, I mean, to put these things in the different lines, we just need to place the /n at the, I mean, after printing this value. This is what you are saying, right?
Yes.
So after printing 15, I will be placing one /n. Let's see what would happen. Let's see. All right. So yeah. So now, so the rightmost tree will be processed. And then, as you were saying, so while processing, we will be again putting one /n here as well. So let's try to do that in the code. So the display function is here. So of course, it will be printing in different lines. But for the tree, if I compare the tree, so as you can see, 15, 13. So in the, I need to place some tabs or some spaces here to make this in different kind of vertical levels, or in the original tree in the different levels. So earlier in the original tree, the levels had become vertical levels here. As you can see, this was the 0th level, 1th level, 2th level, which has become vertical again, 3rd level, and so on. So what we need to do is, now we have printed in this manner in different lines. Now we need to put some spaces to separate these different vertical labels. So for doing that, what we will be doing is, we will be placing, so before printing, so as you can see, so before printing one value, we need to put some spaces. And can you say how many spaces should be printed here? Anyone?
It should be proportional to the level of that node.
Absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. So the label of this node was what? 2. So we can actually put 2 spaces here. This is one space. This is called blank space. I mean, this is a blank space, I mean, way of writing blank spaces in pseudocodes. I hope you know this from CS3101. So we need to put 2 spaces here. We need to put 1 space here because the label is 1 blank space here. And then here for this node, we need to put 3 spaces. So 1, 2, 3, basically 3 blank spaces we need to place. For this again, we need to place 2 blank spaces. And this node in the 0th level, we don't need to put any space here. For this node again, we need to put 2 blank spaces. So now we understand that the number of spaces that should be printed before printing the actual node will be the level of that node, right, in the tree. And for this, for the last node, we should be printing 1 blank space. Now, how to do that? So basically, when the tree is called, this display function will be called with the root from here. So I am passing the node to here. I am passing the address of this, and the label is what? 0. So initially, for the first time when this function call will be happening, we need to, I mean, to keep it, I mean, easy to see. So we will be placing one label as, I mean, we will be passing one label, that one initial label as 1. Although the label of the root is 0, I'm just using, I mean, for the sake of make you understand, I'm just passing it 1. We can try to change it to 0 as well. First, let's pass this label as 1. Then in the display function, where was I? Yeah. I need to take this as display, as say label. And then from here, what should be done? Please help me here. Come on. It's pretty easy. What should be done? So before printing, as I have said, yes, please go ahead. Go ahead.
While printing, we'll add the number of spaces that is equal to the level.
Very nice. So we need to place this number of this, basically the label that I am passing here, to print that many spaces before printing or processing the root node. So to do that, what shall we be doing? So for I equals to, say, 0 to I less than label, I plus plus. And then what we need to do is, we need to print or printf, say, blank spaces. So that should be done before this processing. Now you can see why am I passing 1 here. Can you say why? Can you guess why am I passing 1 here from here? Because if I pass, so let's just put it, and then you will be able to better understand. So display function is here. So what I have said is, I will be passing this label and I will be printing that many spaces before printing the actual data.
Sir, when we are calling display in the display function, we also need to pass the level, next level, right?
Yeah, I'm passing one. Correct, you are absolutely correct. Yeah, let me go one by one. Yeah. So printf, what we am doing is I need to print spaces here, right? And then I should be printing the value. Now wait a second. As I guess Priyesh was saying, I have changed the actual signature of the function display. Earlier it was taking only one parameter, the root of the tree. Now along with the root of the tree, I am passing one label as well. So what we need to do is we need to change the way this function calling will be happening. Now, what will I be passing from here?
Level plus
Level
one.
minus 1.
No, it will be plus one.
Correct. It should be level
Sorry, yeah,
plus one.
Yeah,
So
plus 1.
look at the tree again. So here in the tree, so every time, so from here, whenever I am passing the right node, I am going one level in the, I mean, I'm actually increasing the level. So I'm going from level 0 to level 1, from level 1 to level 2. So I should be passing level plus 1. And this is true for left subtrees as well. So I'll be passing p left along with level plus 1. Now let's try to compile this. There is an error. Of course, I is not declared. The compilation finished successfully. Now if I execute this, you can see the output. It's actually looking like this. So 7. So basically, now if you compare the tree with, so sorry for, I want to keep these two back to back, side by side. So as you can see, the tree is now, so basically 7, 3. So let's go here. Yeah, 7, then 3. So as you can see, it is in the same level, and then 6, one level in the right. So 6, 11, and 15 are in the same level, and 12 and 5 are in the same level. 3 and 13 are in the same level, and 7 is in the same level. Correct? Now, what we can do is, if we want, I mean, as you can see, they are very much clumsy. So we can put 2 spaces here. Now it is much more easy to understand, right? 7, 13. So 13 and 3 are in the same level. So of course, what we can do is we can put one tab also. So now you can see it is much clearer. 7, the tree, the root, the right subtree, the root of the right subtree is 13, the root of the left subtree is 3. From 13, there are 2 subtrees, one in the right, one in the left. And you can see the left subtree is below this. So 12, it should not be, I mean, from this diagram, you should not consider 12 as the left subtree of 15. Why? Because the root of this subtree, 13, 15, 11, 12, is in between. So there will be no crossover, right? 12 cannot be a left subtree of, or the left child of 15. So it should be the right child of 11. Similarly for 6 and 5, sorry, 6 will be the right subtree of 3, and 5 will be the left subtree of 6. Question? Any question? Is it understandable now? I mean, I hope everyone was able to understand this. So this is the way to print one tree in your display. So if you look at any book, most of the books, I mean, by printing one subtree, not subtree, printing one tree or binary tree, every book will be referring to the traversal. So they will be just calling the function either in order, pre-order, or post-order, and based on the in order, pre-order, and post-order traversal, I mean, by the display, most of the books will be referring to the traversal function or traversal operation. But as you can see from the traversal, it is very hard to see how the tree will actually look like. So this is something that you may not be finding in any book. So please consider this material which I'll be sharing along with this lecture video. Now wait a second. So I'm referring to the fact, or I'm stating that by in order traversal, or if I just comment this out as well. So let's just comment this. So I can see the in order traversal of a tree is this, pre-order traversal of this tree is this, and post-order traversal is this. And I am saying that the books always refer to the display of a tree by this in order, by printing the in order, pre-order, or post-order traversals. But this is actually not good. As you can see, I am printing the tree in the way that we will be drawing the tree in our pen and paper. So what's wrong with this? What's wrong with printing the tree by just following their either of the traversals? Can someone guess?
We can never tell which is the child of which or which is the parent of which. I mean, unless we know the actual tree, we are saying the graphic, we can't tell from just the display.
That is one point. Absolutely correct. I mean, if I follow this, I can actually see, as we have seen, that this is the root and this is the right, this is the left, and so on. So from this, it is hard to understand which is the root and which is right and which is left, and so on. That is another reason why while by displaying one function, if I call the in order traversal, it would be a bad practice. There is another reason. One reason, as I guess Shashank was saying, or someone else, I'm not sure. So yeah, so another one reason is when we are printing the tree, when we draw the tree in the pen in our paper, it will look like this, and from this traversal, it is hard to understand how this tree would look like, or what is the root and what is the left child and what is the right child. But there is another reason. Can someone say?
So this representation is not unique.
Very nice. Who is it? Who was it saying?
Me.
Amarjit. Okay. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for saying this. So let's draw one tree. So let's consider the in order traversal. Say the in order traversal is say A, B, C, D, E, F. Say A, B, C, D, E, F, 7, G. Now, in order traversal means left, then root, then right, isn't it? Now, let me draw one tree. Let's see. A, B, A, E, D, and F, and G. What is the in order traversal of this tree? The in order traversal is left, root, right. So left, so this will be traversed after the left subtree is all totally traversed. So left, left. So what will be the first node to be traversed? The node to be visited to be processed in order traversal. Come on, guys, please.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Let me draw another tree. Say one very conventional one. Sorry. What will be the in-order traversal of this?
Same.
Same. And if I draw another tree, what will be the in-order traversal of this? It will be same. It will be the same. So by displaying one tree, if I use either of the traversal, so this will be true for pre-order and post-order as well. So if I give one pre-order traversal, we can actually generate multiple binary trees from that. So the point is, given one traversal sequence, we will not be getting one unique tree, one unique binary tree. So that's why, that is the reason by displaying we should not be calling this in-order, pre-order or post-order traversals. So yeah, so we have discussed this. So okay, construct a binary tree of which the pre-order traversal is the following. Say DBACFEG. So let's draw one tree. Say D, then say B, not no. And say C, then say F, then say E, and then say G. So if we do the computation, so in pre-order traversal is basically root left, right? So for this tree, the pre-order traversal will be this. Also, if I draw another tree, say D, B, say A, C, F, say E, and G, the pre-order traversal of this tree will also be this. And also, if I draw another tree, which say D, E, A, C, F, E, G, the pre-order traversal will also be the same. So we have seen that given one in-order traversal or pre-order traversal, we cannot generate one unique binary tree. Everyone with me? All right. What if we are given the in-order traversal as well as the pre-order traversal? Oh, one another thing, this is also true if we are given only the post-order traversal. So given one post-order traversal, there will not be a unique binary tree that we will be able to construct. There will be multiple binary trees. So now, what if we are given multiple sequences? Multiple sequences means multiple traversal sequences. So for example, what if we are given this in-order traversal as well as a pre-order traversal? Can we construct the binary tree? Anyone?
Can you repeat?
So given the in-order traversal A, B, C, D, E, F, G and the pre-order traversal D, B, A, C, F, E, G, can we construct a binary tree for which the in-order traversal is this and the pre-order traversal is this? And will it be unique?
No.
No.
We
Why?
can construct, but not sure if it will be unique.
Okay. It will, I mean, it cannot, I mean, it can repeat as well. I mean, you are saying it will not be unique. That means there can be multiple trees having same in-order and pre-order traversal. That's what you are saying, right?
It can, maybe.
Acha, okay, let's see. So let's first try to construct the tree. So in-order traversal, we know the retrieval order is left, then root, then right. For the pre-order traversal, it's basically root, then left, then right. Right? Now tell me what will be the first, I mean, what will be the root of the whole tree?
D.
Very nice. Because in the pre-order traversal, D is the first element we are encountering. And in pre-order traversal, the first operation that should be happening is processing of the root data. So D should be traversed first or processed first. So D should be the root. Now look at the position of D in the in-order traversal sequence. So in the in-order traversal, the order is left, root, right. And I am sure that D is the root. So this ABC will be what? And EFG will be what? Very nice. So basically, given this tree, so ABC will be going in the left and EFG will be going in the right. Okay. Now the next is B. And we know, so basically B is in the left subtree of this whole tree. And B is again in the middle. So this is the in-order traversal, right? And the in-order traversal is left, root, right. So B is the root. So what will be the left and what will be the right? So basically this will be left and this will be right. Then how will it be looking like? Come on.
B is the root of subtree, A
Correct.
is left side and C is right side.
Very nice. Now come to this right subtree. EFG. Acha, the rest, let's go one by one. Then A is here. So as you can see, so you can understand from this left subtree of this in-order sequence. So A is here, so and C will be also the next node. So C will be here, and then the right subtree of the whole node, which is EFG. Now look at the EFG order in the, the order of EFG in the pre-order traversal. So in the pre-order traversal, as we have seen, it is root, left, right. So what will be the root? Come
F.
on. F will be the root. So the F will be the immediate right child of D. And F is in the middle. So in the in-order traversal, the order is left, root, right. And root is F and root is in the middle. So what will be left and what will be right? E will be left.
Left side will be E and right is G.
So given one in-order, pre-order traversal sequence, we can actually design a tree. Now, let me ask whether this is an unique binary tree or not, or whether will I be able to get another different binary tree from these two orders, these two sequence of traversals.
I think it will be unique because we can always recursively identify the root, left subtree and right subtree all.
Absolutely. So this will be unique. So given one in-order and pre-order traversal, we will be able to construct the corresponding tree in a unique way. So this is true. Okay, let's go ahead. So now, if I am given, I'm giving the in order and post order traversal of the tree of one tree. Can you construct this tree? So the in order traversal sequence is this: 4, 8, 4, 8, 2, 5, 1, 6, 3, 7, and so on. So, and the post order traversal is this. Can we construct this? I mean, can we construct the tree for which the in order and post order traversals are this? Note that earlier it was in order and pre order. Now it's post order. For in order, it is left root right, and for post order, it is left right root. Now the question to you is whether you will be able to construct a tree from this in order and post order traversal sequences.
In post order, the root will be last, and then from in order we can again find out which is the left subtree and which is the right subtree. So
Very nice. So 2 will be the root, and this will be the left subtree. Sorry, this will be the right subtree, and this will be the left subtree, because in the in order traversal, this is the order. Now again for 6, 3, 7, 3, as you can see, 3 is the next root. So 3 will be the root, and these 2 will be basically the left and right subtree. Then 7 traversed already, 6 traversed already, then 2. 2 will be the root, and this will be the right subtree, and this will be the left subtree. 2 is already traversed. 5 is a single tone traversed. Then 4, 8, 8, 4. What will be the case here?
4 is the root.
Which will be the root and which will be the child?
4 is the root.
2 will be the root.
2 will be the root, of course. So let's try to draw that. So 1 will be the root, and then in the right subtree, 3 will be the root, right? And then in the, so 7 will be again in the right, 6 will be in the left, and then 2 will be the root, 5 will be in the right. Here there are 2. 4 and 8 is the in order traversal, 8 and 4 is the post order traversal. Then what will be the order? So of course, in a single level, 2 values cannot stay together. So either 4 will be the parent, 8 will be the child, or 8 will be the parent, 4 will be the child. So what should be the order?
4 will be the parent.
4 will be the parent. Why? Because in the post order traversal, 4 is coming after 8. And as you can see, the post order traversal is left right root, isn't it? So the root is traversed at last. Basically, root is processed at the last. So given 4 and 8, sorry, 4, 8, or 8, 4, sorry. The traversal order, I mean, if it is the post order traversal, then 4 should be the root. Okay. And in the in order traversal, we can see 4 is before 8. So 8 will be what? Right child or left child?
Right child.
Very nice. So basically, so it will be 4, it will be 8. Okay. Everyone understood this, this is a very important concept of constructing a binary tree. We have seen that given only one sequence, it's not possible to construct a binary tree. But given two sequences, in order, pre-order, in order, post-order, we have been able to construct an unique binary tree. Now come one step back, forward. Now construct a binary tree when the pre-order and post-order traversals are given. So let's consider, say, the pre-order traversal is say AB, say B, say C, E, and let's consider the post-order traversal as say D, B, E, then C, A. So what will be? Can we construct a binary tree? Okay, let me draw some trees. So A will of course be the root. As you can see, it's first in the pre-order traversal. So what is the pre-order traversal of this tree? Root, left, root, left. So basically A, then B, then D, then C, then E. Everyone with me? Pre-order traversal, again I am writing. It's basically root, then left, then right. And for post-order traversal, it is left, right, root. So for this tree, the pre-order traversal will be root, then left. For this tree, this is the root. So A traversed, A processed, B processed, and then left null. So root done, left done, then right, then D. For the right subtree, root C, left is null, then E. So this is the order. And if we look at the post-order traversal, so basically it's left, right, root. So this was the initial root. So first we need to traverse the left subtree. The root will be coming here. Then the root will be coming here, which is null. So left subtree traverse, then the right subtree, basically D, then the root B. So for this whole tree, the left subtree is traversed. The right subtree, this is the root. We need to go to the left, null. We need to go to the right, E. So for this tree, left done, right done, then root E. And for the whole tree, left done, right done, then the root this. So for this tree, the pre-order and post-order traversals are these. Now let's try another tree. G, okay, D, then G. What will be the pre-order traversal of this? A, right? Oh, no, sorry, for this. So what will be the pre-order traversal? Nah, I have drawn it wrong. Acha, let's try to figure it out. Okay, let's draw this as B. And then say D, left, 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 D, D, now. Acha. So actually there are multiple trees. Let me draw it. Let me give let me have some time to construct another tree for which the pre-order and post-order traversals are this. TBECA. EA. अच्छा. For this tree, the pre-order traversal will be AB. The D will be first, so D will be in the rightmost corner. So what will be the pre-order traversal of this tree? Root A, then left, then right, then B, then left, then right, D, then left C, then left, then right E. And what will be the post-order traversal? Root, basically left, right, left, right, left, right. So basically left and then left. So it will be, okay, no, it should not be the post-order traversal, should be, D should be in the below most level. Okay, sorry, I mean, I'm not sure why.
Sir, in the left side tree, if D is the left side instead of the right child of B, then both the traversal sequences remain same.
So which one? So you are suggesting it should be in the left.
No, I'm in the main tree, left side one,
Oh,
which we
acha.
already
So this one. No, what's, I mean, from the beginning, tell me.
So B remains the left child of A, and D is the left child of B.
D is the left child of B. Okay.
And C and E remain same again, right child.
Oh, yes. Yes, you are absolutely correct. Yeah, extremely sorry. For this tree, yeah, I mean, I kind of tried to change this D to go to the right. So that's why I'm getting this different output. So for this tree, thanks a lot. For this tree, what will be the pre-order traversal? It will be A, B, D, and then C, E, this one. And the post-order traversal will be left, 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 left is null, right is null, right is null, then the root, basically D. Then for this tree, left is null, left is done, right is null, then root B. And for the whole tree, left is done, right, so this one null. So for this tree, left done, then right, basically E. For this tree, right, left done, right done, then root, basically C. And for the whole tree, left done, right done, then A, then the root A. Thanks a lot. I actually tried to, I mean, I jumbled things up. I tried to take this D in the right direction, and that's why I kind of faced that problem. So basically, given one pre-order and post-order traversal sequence, it is impossible to construct a unique binary tree. Anyone having any doubt? So we have discussed quite a lot. Like, so do you have any question? Anyone?
Sir, in that D and E can be like a left or right child of B or C, right? Respectively.
Correct. Absolutely correct. So this is another, right? For this, the pre-order traversal will be A, B, D, C, E. The post-order traversal will be D, B, then C, then E, then C, then A. Absolutely correct. And also another way would be to take both of them as, so basically there are 4 variants here. So earlier we have put it as left, left as well. So for these 4 trees, the pre-order and post-order traversals are not the, I mean, for these 4 trees, the pre-order and post-order traversals are same. So there is no uniqueness, or there is no unique tree for which the pre-order and post-order traversals. We will be able to construct one unique tree from a given pre-order and post-order traversal. All right. Any question up to this? All right. So we have seen so far in the tree the operations related to a tree, particularly tree traversal, when we have discussed about in order, pre-order, and post-order. Left, root, right. For in order, pre-order, it's root, left, right, and for post-order, it's left, right, root. So by traversal, we have stated that traversal is the operation to visit or to process all the nodes in a tree. We have seen insertion as well. So if we remember the first code that we have written, or initially when we have we have actually constructed the tree, what we have done is we have mentioned basically the number that we want to add, as well as the parent of the node, and whether we want to insert the new node or new number as left child or right child of the parent, isn't it? So here I am, when 13 was, when so the root was 7, as you can see. Then I make another node with 3, which will be considered as the left child of this root, which is 7. So as you can see, 3 is the left child. Then we have made another child, 13, which is the right child, 13. Then we have made another node, say 6, which is the right child of the left child of the root. So right child of the left child of the root. So basically the left child of the root is 3, and the right child of 3, I am placing it as 6, or I am making the node, new node containing the value 6, and so on. So to insert, what we need to get is, we need to get the number, actual number that we want to insert. Then we need to get the parent of the n. So basically every time we are making one node, except for the root, when there is no node actually in the tree, for all the other nodes, whenever we are inserting them, we need to specify the parent of that node, isn't it? For 13 we are specifying the parent, so for 3 and 13 we are specifying the parent, for 6 as well we are specifying the parent. So basically this is the parent, right? So the parent of 6 is the left child of root. Parent of 5 is the, so basically this is the parent of 5. So parent of 5 is root's left and then right child. So root's left and then right child. So 6 is the parent of 5, and so on. So we need to get the parent of n as input as well, and then we need to search whether the p is actually there in the tree or not. So here I am forcibly specifying root, but if I want to add, say, another number, say 10, and if I want to add 10 as the, say, right child of, say, 17, so from this tree, if I want to make another, if I want to insert another node, say 10, as the right child of 17, you can see there is no 17 here. So this is not possible actually. So basically we need to search for the node, so search for the parent, and then only we will be able to insert the new data. And then we will be taking the input. So as I mean, what child, as what child the new node you want to add as the child of the parent node P. And for the deletion, although we haven't talked about it yet, we need to get the number that we want to delete from the tree. Again, we need to search the number, search that number in the tree, and then we will be able to get the parent. After that, after searching the number, we need to get the parent, and then only we will be able to delete the node. So let me help you out with this as well. So let's draw another tree, say A, B, D, C. So if I want to delete C, so what we need to do? Can someone say what we need to do? What is the meaning of deleting C from this tree? Anyone? What is the meaning of deleting C from the tree?
Make left child pointer of t n equal to null.
Absolutely correct. So earlier this was pointing to this. So deleting C means I need to make the corresponding child pointer of its parent as null. So to delete one node, we need to get to its parent as well. There are complicated situations when, for example, if C already has another child, say E. This is a little bit complicated situation, but what we need to do is we just need to make this to point to here, and we just need to pre this node. So the right child of this C was this E, and if I want to delete C, I want to make the left pointer of D to point to E, and then I need to free this from the memory. This we'll be talking about this in detail when we'll be discussing binary search tree. For these two operations, notice one thing. We need to search in the tree. Now, how will I be able to search one tree? So let's consider another tree. So how will I be able to search in a tree? Anyone? How will we be able to search in the tree to check whether, say, H is in the tree or not? I want to check whether H is in the tree or not. What should I be doing?
It's the same as display, but instead of printing, we are only checking if it is E.
We'll basically be doing some kind of traversal. So basically what we'll be doing is yes, display is also a traversal. You are absolutely correct. So basically, what you are saying is using the display function, but display is just another traversal. So generically, we can say we need to use any of the tree traversal techniques, isn't it? So using any of these tree traversal techniques, we will be able to search any of the nodes in the tree. Now, to search H, say we can employ either in-order, pre-order, or post-order, or the display function, which is a variant of in-order traversal, and so on. But can you say what will be the search time complexity of that node, of that operation, or of that searching function? Anyone? So what should be done? What should be done? I mean, what should be happening when we'll be applying, say, in order, pre-order, post-order traversal? So it will be basically a linear search, kind of linear search. We don't know where exactly it is. We need to blindly process each of the nodes to check whether if the root data is equals to the search element or not, isn't it? So everyone with me? So we need to apply this for all the nodes, isn't it? Please respond. Come on, guys.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So let's consider this tree. If I search for E, how many comparisons should be done for in-order traversal? So in-order traversal, the order will be left, root, right. So for in-order, it is left, root, right. I'm not writing the entirety. So left, root, right, and pre-order is root, left, right, and it is left, right, root. Level order is what we have discussed briefly in the last class. We will be doing this. So level order will be traversing this. So D, then MS, then P, B, K, R, then T, E, J, and so on. So how many comparisons should be happening when I search for E using in-order traversal? So E is here.
4.
4. Why? So in-order traversal is left, root, right. So left, left, left. So basically left is done. So first traversal is happening here. Second traversal is happening here. Then third traversal is happening here. And then fourth traversal is happening here, isn't it? Everyone with me? Because the order is left, right, root. So left is left, root, right. So basically this will be processed only if the left subtree is completed processing. So the root will be coming here, the root will be coming here, the root will be coming here. As it is null, so left subtree is already processed. The root will be processed. So this will be the first node to be processed. And then this, then for this tree, left is processed, then the root will be processed. So 1, 2, 3. And then for this tree, the left will be processed first, 4. And basically 4 number of comparisons should have been done. For pre-order traversal, if you do the calculation, it will be 6. For post-order traversal, it will be 3. And for the level order traversal, so as you can see, this is first, second, third, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So basically 9 comparisons should have been done. Now, if I want to search J, how many comparisons should be done? Again, if I just to skip this, so basically it will be 7 comparisons for in-order traversal to search for 7. For pre-order traversal, it will be for J pre-order traversal, it will be 5, 4, 9. And for the post-order traversal, it will be 5, 1, 6. Why? I mean, how I am getting this so quickly? So for the pre-order traversal, I know it will be root, left, right. So J is in the, so basically after completion of this will be traversed, and then only will be coming in this direction. So there are 5 elements here, 1 element here, and 2 elements in between. So it will be the 9th one. So 5 plus 1 plus 2, and this is the final one. So this will be the 9th one. For the post order, it's left, root, right. So J is in the left. So for the whole tree, the left subtree containing 5 nodes. So 5. This will not be traversed for post order traversal. And for this right subtree, it will be the leftmost. So that's why it will be only 1. So that's why it's 6. And for the level order traversal, you can guess it's basically 10. 10 comparisons should be done. And if I want to search for the elements Z or Z. So to search Z or any element which is not present in the tree, how will I be able to search? So what we need to do is we need to check all the elements, right? So for doing that, we'll be taking 10 comparisons because altogether there are 10 elements. So we need to check each and every one, each and every element in each and every traversal techniques that we have discussed. So if there are n elements altogether in the tree, it will be taking order of n time to search for an existing element in the tree. So in the next class, I will be start discussing about how to minimize this to a reasonable amount with some tweaking about making of this tree. Specifically, I will be reducing it to order of log n. And how will I be able to do that? We'll be discussing in the next class.